Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome to the Oregon District in downtown Dayton, Ohio. This is Dayton's oldest and most historic neighborhood. I did a couple other videos from here before, but not of the actual houses themselves, but I did the bar and nightlife scene on a Saturday and a Thursday. This neighborhood is in the southeast part of downtown Dayton, and it borders Wayne Avenue, East 5th Street, and South Patterson Boulevard. And there's some beautiful historic houses, you know, right here in this neighborhood. This is Dayton's oldest neighborhood, so you really have some grand, you know, architecture right here. Some really beautiful homes right here. So I just wanted to give you guys a tour of a bright spot here in Dayton, Ohio. This looks like this was a church. Maybe it was turned into a house recently. I'm not sure how many of the streets I'm going to film. We're on Van Buren and Clay right here. I'll film a little bit of this, then I'm going to go further beyond, because I've showed stuff right there on 5th Street in the Oregon District off in the distance, which is what you see at the end right here. But so yeah, it's a very beautiful neighborhood, very nice houses, you know, as bearish as I could be and others can be about downtown Dayton. This is a really beautiful neighborhood. I'm gonna continue on to the end of somebody's outside doing some yard work today, or maybe, I don't know, but we're going to continue on Van Buren right here. This looks like this was a church that was possibly converted into a house at some point in time. Nice, beautiful gate, beautiful old house we got here. These houses are really beautiful and really historic in nature. I'm not sure what the oldest street is in this neighborhood right here, but here's another nice, beautiful house. Another one right here. So yeah, this neighborhood has some history at Dayton, given the fact that it is the oldest neighborhood in the city. And somebody's got a bike there outside, and nice place right here. Just a beautiful neighborhood. I know as bearish as I could be about downtown, there is some beautiful stuff here, and this is truly the shining star of Dayton as far as neighborhoods go. It's not really bordered by any bad neighborhoods per se within a 3 or 4 block range, but there is, you know, if you come down to the Oregon District at night, there is a lot of homeless people that will hang out in the area per se. Just a little look down the neighborhood street right here. All right, I'm on Jackson Street right here. I'm heading south. The columns on Jackson, so maybe some apartments right here. I'm going to give you guys a good tour of this place here. You guys live back here? You guys are in the Oregon District? You guys live back in this neighborhood here?
No, we're just over here visiting a friend that lives in the high rise over there.
Okay. Just speaking with somebody walking through, asking what they know about the neighborhood right here. This house looks like it is being restored and being worked on. 209, I believe, Jackson, and 207 right here. This is Hess Street, but I'll probably walk down that way maybe later on. I'm probably not going to cover every street here, but I'm going to show you guys some stuff here. Another really beautiful architecture, beautiful trees right here. Neighborhood right here. Truly a bright spot in Dayton. What? Yeah, a bright spot in Dayton. There's not many left. Do you live here in the Oregon District?
Yes, we do.
No, you know, it's been a while since I've walked back here. I've lived here all my life. What is the neighborhood demographics like? Is this mainly an older or younger? Of both?
We got young kids, babies are being born here. So most of the old people that renovated and did all that stuff are pretty much, very few of them left.
There's very few of them left. So it's so is it shifted towards a more younger family in recent years? And that's a good thing because this is obviously a great area. There's not many areas in Dayton I can say this about, unfortunately. I'm just getting a video of this for my YouTube channel, just showing a bright spot in our city. There's not many left since we are little Detroit, but at least this area hopefully will never be invaded by that type of stuff. But
It creeps in here once in a while.
yeah, it can happen.
We're pretty tight community.
Oh yeah, and that's a great thing, and hopefully it stays that way. What is this street? Oh, Green Street. All right, we're on Green Street at the corner of Green and Jackson. I'm gonna walk down this street and show you guys what's going on here. I was just speaking with a lady that lives back here, asking her some stuff about the neighborhood. She said it has shifted more towards a younger neighborhood in recent years, as some of the old folks have died off here. But and one great thing is I have not seen one abandoned house in this historic neighborhood. Hopefully I don't here. How are you guys doing today? Doing pretty good here. You guys live back here? Visit people. Yeah, this is one of the few bright spots left in Dayton. This neighborhood, there ain't many left, unfortunately. We're still on Green Street, continuing on with the video right here. These houses are really beautiful. Looks like this park that's a gazebo. I'm not exactly sure what it is called, but I will get a close-up of it while I'm back here. So yeah, it's a really beautiful and historic neighborhood right here. You got some kids playing back here, and lady out walking her dog. Really beautiful park and green space. You know what this park is called?
I'm not sure.
You live back here?
No, I take care of a house around here.
Oh.
And the dogs and yeah.
Is it more of an elderly couple or a couple that has kids?
Yeah, she's sick. Yeah.
This is one of the few bright spots in Dayton. I hope it stays that way. There ain't many left in our city. This is Brown Street right here, which Brown Street does continue further on. Down the street past Warren, but this was probably the original Brown Street. There's really not a whole lot to show on this, but I'll see what I can possibly do right here before I continue on and walk further on. I'm not sure what this park is called, but it's a really beautiful park. Nice swing set, nice gazebo. A few kids over here playing today. Hess Street right here. Saturday afternoon. It's been fairly rainy month, so it's not, the weather's not as nice as it could be in recent years, and well, not as nice as it normally is. Well, not as hot per se, but yeah, this is a beautiful neighborhood, Dayton's oldest neighborhood, and as I've said, one of the bright spots in Dayton, and sadly there is not many of those left here. And I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to continue on with this video, but I'm going to, this probably will just be a one-parter today, I don't know. Today here. You have a couple houses down here look like they got some higher grass and that, you know, but beautiful neighborhood. At least it ain't raining today. You live back here in the Oregon district, ma'am? Oh, sir, you live back here? Oh, you just visiting?
Yep.
Here's a plaque right here I'm going to show you guys of the Oregon Historic District. I'm going to show you guys what this says right here. Cat right here, he's just kind of hanging out a little bit right there across the street on Hess. We're on Hess and Brown Street right here. It looks like we do have one home that is for sale. This is the first one I've seen that has a for sale sign, but the Oregon District, the Oregon Historic District, I'll let you guys read the sign here. First platted in 1829, so wow, almost 200 years old. And it was declared on the National Landmark of Historical Register, so pretty nice thing we got here. Very beautiful neighborhood. And as I've said before, a bright spot in Dayton. Now this is the first for sale sign I've seen back here. I've walked on several streets back here during this video. At least there's two right here. This is 129 Brown Street right here for sale. Not sure how much they want for it, but it's not going to be a cheap house in this neighborhood right here. Beautiful neighborhood right here. You live back here? You know, I was wanting to ask you something. I'm not going to put you on camera or anything. You know, in recent years, is the neighborhood composition of this more of an older or younger neighborhood in recent years? Because I know as our population, you know, gets older.
I would say the majority of it is older, although it is sprinkled with younger couples and college students.
Yeah.
And younger people, but I think the bulk of it is probably the people that actually started this whole project, you know, that still have houses here.
Well, they would be the one that first started, but obviously the ones that have kept it up probably for the last several decades.
I think the majority of them are probably older. I don't know. That's a fairly good mix, I guess.
Oh yeah, because I know our area in general has an older population in general in these Rust Belt cities, and it's going to be interesting to see, you know, what's going to happen, you know, as obviously a lot of the baby boomers, you know, die off over the next 20 to 30 years, as they're the biggest segment of our population. You know how long these two houses have been for sale? Well, these are the only two.
I've lived in the Oregon for 8 years. I've lived in this apartment for a little over a year.
You own or rent it?
I rent an apartment.
You rent it.
Just. This house, which is one of the oldest in the district, I've seen when I first moved here in this apartment last year, a couple had just bought it, moved into it, and then had a baby and moved out like within 6 months. So it's been for sale since then. This house has been on the market for a good 2 years.
Yeah, probably the most logical. So this has been on the sale for 2 years. This is, I believe it was, yeah, I got the address earlier on. I believe it was 125 or 129 Brown Street.
They're a couple, I think, probably in
their 30s. Oh, they just moved out down here. This is 129 Brown Street, this house I'm talking to you about, this guy that's for sale. I'm not going to put him on camera. Yeah.
That still live in this house for sale, they're probably in their 30s.
30s. I wonder if they're just...
Older couple.
Yeah, older
They
couple.
seem very settled, they have a big family.
Yeah, nice big house right there. That's at least 6 to 8 bedrooms. It looks like it's a duplex now or a double. I'm not exactly sure. Green one.
That's an older couple there.
Yeah.
Very nice people. This, yeah, it must be some. It was probably originally a duplex as well.
Well, it was
I
probably
don't know how
originally
many
a
apartments
single
are-
family home, probably, I would
You
imagine.
think with 2 entrances like that?
Well, it's untown, but it looks like overall it's probably at least 6 to maybe as many as 9 bedrooms.
Yeah.
And just out of curiosity, if you don't mind me asking, this is just a reference point for some of my viewers. Just no, how many bedrooms is your place you rent?
This building is odd. I don't know how it was originally, what it was intended for. I have just 1 room and a kitchen and a bathroom. I think most of the apartments in this building are like that. I
So
don't
there's
know if it
what,
was
4 or 5
originally-
units? Is there what, 4 or
There's
5
at
units?
least 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So probably
8.
1 upstairs, 1 down,
There's
2
here.
downstairs,
There's either
2
2
upstairs.
or 4 in the back, so there's probably 8.
Now, is that one above you occupied? That one does
Yes.
not look
No, this is his apartment.
his
He works
apartment
here
right
at
here.
Thai 9. I think he's their sushi chef.
Sushi chef. Just out of curiosity, just for an apartment year, I mean, how much do you pay for rent down here in this?
Well, I was living over on Cass and Clay where I paid $4.75. Here I'm paying $4.95, but he pays gas and electric.
Gas and electric.
So it's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, that's not bad.
But
All-
in particular, I don't know how it was originally divided up. You can tell where it's been redone
yeah.
and the apartments made out of it, but I don't
So
know.
this has been for sale for around 2 years right
Going
there.
on 2 years.
Yeah. And forgot what I was going to say, but it's going to be interesting to see how this neighborhood continues to evolve as our population gets older. I can only imagine these houses. I mean, you know, these houses in a city like New York or Boston or Chicago would easily be worth probably 400,000 or 500,000 in a neighborhood like that. Obviously, Dayton, obviously, given the current condition of the city, although this is a bright spot that is isolated and tucked away, but so yeah, what I was going to mention, it's a good thing your gas and electric is paid, but although I will say this much, there are some landlords in the city that in very sketchy areas would not be willing to do that, and it's kind of off topic from my video, and the reason why is because there's people that will steal power, you know, via a marijuana grow up, and if the electric bill is in their name or in your name and you're owned the place and then the power gets stolen, they are held, that person that owns it or that in their name is held liable for it, and there's nothing they can do about that either. That's a very common thing that happens. I mean, you know, when you hear about the marijuana grow-ups on the news, you don't really hear about the news, you know, really mentioning that aspect of it, but it can escalate into thousands of dollars, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars, the power that is stolen, and no matter what happens, I mean, you're held liable for it no matter what. So there's a lot of landlords, or at least the smart landlords, that are very hesitant to do that. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a great thing. Yeah, oh yeah. But that's a good thing that he includes that. But in general, I just know, I've seen some stuff about that, and it's risky to do, but as far as that is, but thankfully this is a good neighborhood right here that it has not been invaded yet. Hopefully it will stay that. Hopefully it will stay that way. But as things, you know, go on over the next 20 or 30 years, I don't know how long that can last, but now this couple that you said that moved out down here, I don't know, they were probably maybe wanting to move out to the suburbs, maybe. I don't know if they moved out of town.
Was probably they wanted something a little more modern.
More modern, or
They just had a baby and probably started a family, although that's a beautiful house.
this house,
Perfect in detail, period detail, hasn't been altered at all.
yeah, it probably looks like it's probably a 4, I'm assuming, judging from the outside, probably a 4-bedroom.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to walk through it, and there's a 4-bedroom.
4 bedrooms.
It's been beautifully.
Oh, bank owned financing available. So that looks like that was a foreclosure.
I don't know.
It says
I watched them
bank
move in,
owned.
and then I actually watched them move out after their baby was born, so they couldn't have been there more than 6 months.
Yeah, so this could have been a foreclosure, because normally bank owned, that's normally not something.
Last week they had the team come in and do all the landscaping. It was all overgrown, and where the fence is there on the side, it was all overgrown with bushes and weeds. You couldn't even get to it.
Huh.
So I thought somebody had just bought it the way they've been cleaning it up.
Yeah.
But I see the sign still out there.
Yeah, because bank owned, that often can mean foreclosure on the property. We're on Brown Street in the Oregon District, just speaking with a neighbor who's lived here about 8 years that has some knowledge of this neighborhood right here. But yeah, hopefully somebody will occupy this and beautiful house. Hi. I wonder. Detached garage. I wonder how much they're selling this for. I bet it's at least 100 and I bet it's at least 150 at least back here. I wonder what was the first street back in this area.
Tecumseh was the first street.
Where's Tecumseh at?
It runs goes this way between these 2 blocks.
These 2 blocks now, is it yeah, how far
You'll run right into Tecumseh.
you walk down the alley or okay. All right, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Parallel with Brown.
Okay. So it's down this way. I'll have to get some footage of that street.
That was the first real inhabited street
Tecumseh.
with the oldest houses on it.
All right, well, thank you all. I'm going to get over there and get some footage of that street on this video. Thank you. Speaking with a neighbor has showed some knowledge. So obviously I got some more knowledge for this video. Tecumseh, the first inhabited street down here. So I'm going to take a walk down Tecumseh. Then I'm probably going to cut this video because it's going on 21 minutes. Not that I care. I don't really care how long this area is. Obviously an engineer building, but there's only a couple for sale signs I've seen. Although this one house back here, that could have been a foreclosure because it did say bank owned on it, and that unfortunately is never a good sign. But yeah, let's see if I can get down to Tecumseh here. Another beautiful house, beautiful architecture right here. Nice, beautiful landscaping. So Willie's Garden, 8 Tecumseh Street. According to this guy, this was, and he looked online, this was the oldest inhabited street in the Oregon District. That at the stop sign, you can't really see it from the end, but that is Patterson Boulevard. So Woman Line accounts once said are absolute real auction, no minimum reserve. I wonder how much they want for this